Hello and welcome to I Am Geek episode 220. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. And we just wanted to stop in right before New Year's to say hello and sort of give our top 5 of 2021, if we can think of top 5 things, because 2021 has pretty much been a dumpster fire too.
There were some good things.
There was some.
I mean, some.
Yeah, there was some.
I
got up this morning. That's like the
Exactly.
top 4.
It was a less smelly dumpster fire.
Okay.
Than 2020.
2020 was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much 2020 was a dumpster fire going down the street, and then 2021 just sort of jumped inside of it and said, let's just continue this journey.
Yeah. And now we're going into 2022.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
So, fun times. We have guests. We have guests over right now. That's why the bed is out behind me. This is not where I sleep. But
I just thought you were going to take a nap during this.
Yeah. Bed's out, so you may see someone crawling behind me during the show. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see. If you're watching on YouTube, that is. If they do, I'll just flash the bright lights on them. I'll just go, what are you doing in here? Anyways. All right, so it's I think it wow. See, 2021. It's wrapping up in what?
Well, so we're recording this on the 30th.
Yeah.
So this will come out on the 31st in theory, right? So it'll be
in theory.
The next day.
In theory.
This weekend.
Yes, it'll be out soon. So we're just going to give our top 5, and then next week I'll be here, but then the next week I'll be gone.
So the question is, are we beginning our new format next year? Next week, I should.
Next week?
Next year.
I don't know, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. So there will be 1 week where Ryan is on his trip, and so Chris and I will have to either come up with something, and either it's in the new format, or it's just something random.
The C-square party, that's what it is.
That's right.
Everybody loves those episodes, so
no.
They're more organized. But so for those that don't know, we're starting in 2022. We're going to have each week is going to be a theme. So you're going to know going into a month what the theme's going to be. So on the umbrella, I guess, would be I Am Geek. And under that umbrella will be I Am Star Wars, I Am Marvel, I Am Disney, and I Am Legend, which is not all about Will Smith. I mean, maybe he'll pop up sometimes in there. But it's about legendary stories, supernatural things, things of history, treasure hunts, all that fun stuff that we like to geek out about. So that will be dedicated to that. We may have some ghost hunters on. We may tell some stories about our ancestry from Stirling Castle. Who knows? It's going to be fun. And, that one may catch on, and maybe the whole thing will just turn into I Am Legend. Who knows? We'll wait and see.
There you go.
But we'll have guests on that go along with each theme. So you'll know like the second of the month it's going to be Marvel or whatever we decide. You'll know going into it, which will get y'all excited.
You'll know.
You'll know. Instead of like, what are they talking about tonight? I don't know. Until it's over, and then you're sort of, I guess I know what they talked about. But.
So speaking of I Am Legend, I was on my computer today, and a little article popped up that says the search is over for the Oak Island treasure. I was like, what? And the article is from October. And if you read the article, it talks about the history of it, and it goes through and it says they found some more things. And it was like, it's not over then. But
it's not over.
It was interesting how they showed this picture of like how deep that money pit is, and like how there's all these tunnels and all these things. It was really neat. But I thought that was interesting. I started to send it to you, and then I saw the date on it, and I was like, wait a second. we surely would have talked about this if this were true.
Yeah, around 80, 90 feet is where they tend to find stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty deep. They've had some really good discoveries this year. If you've been watching the show,
Yeah,
so
and that's what they were talking about, I guess.
yeah, and some really big setbacks thanks to the government,
Oh.
Canada. Good job. Because they're like, oh, you're finding stuff. You need to stop because we think you might find something and have money in this now. So we need to take more investment in this.
Oh.
So they're like, that's okay. We're gonna stop looking for this stuff and we're just gonna go over here then.
Yes.
Wow. So they'll
So
never find anything.
one more thing, I saw that how they're removing the Robert E. Lee statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a capsule,
Yes.
time capsule they found, and they're hoping to find all this cool stuff in there. So that's exciting. I can't wait to see when they actually open it, because there were
I
two.
thought they opened
found
it.
they opened one. This one was just found the other day, I think, and it's the one that supposedly has like a picture of Abraham Lincoln dead or something. It's like or I don't know. It was weird, but
I could have bubblegum in there.
Yes, yeah.
The ET game from Atari.
Yeah. But no,
No?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Canada.
Welcome to
Doctor
all our viewers right now on YouTube. We're live on YouTube
Yeah.
every week.
Oh,
So check us
hey.
out on our YouTube channel, iamGEEKshop. Vance Winchester, all the rest of people. Hello and welcome. We're going to talk about our top 5 things of 2021. Shall we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Who's going first? It's probably all
I'll
going to
go
be the
first.
same.
No, I'll go first. I'll have the one that you all won't pick. I pretty much I guarantee it, because we talked about this before. So I have as my number 5, and I was going between a couple different ones, but I landed on this one. It was the episode with Crimson Dawn.
Oh.
So Omega, right? It's like Omega Prime. What was it?
Chancellor Omega.
Chancellor Omega. There we go. And he came on, and he was going to give away a lightsaber. And he ended up giving away 3 lightsabers, right? And one of them was a Franken saber, where they put together all these parts and made this cool saber and gave it away to a new listener, which was awesome. And I think we gained a few people, or a bunch of people from that event, and that was a lot of fun. I don't know, that's pretty cool.
That was good. Yeah, that's
good. Yeah. Good times.
I like that. I remember that. I was there.
Exactly, right? It was a good feeling.
I just liked that out of everything in 2021, Katrin, one of the top things was just being on the show with us.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I don't have that on the list.
Yeah, no, I didn't put you guys on the list at all.
Well, I thought about it later. It's like we should have had it a little more organized and said, okay, let's all name a top episode, or maybe we go through our top 5 episodes. And
we should have done that. But
I like it the way it
that's why it's going to be more organized next year. Chris, what's on your top 5?
I mean, I would have put episodes on here, but
it
would have took up the whole thing, and then this other stuff on here I think deserves like some
probably
people knowing about it more, because no one would know about it. Sure. My number 5. I went with Arcane, League of Legends on Netflix.
Never watched it.
I know, and you should. And you should watch more of it. I put that on my list because just the animation was just so nicely done, especially for like a TV kind of series for Netflix. Like it's a lot of the animation like that Disney and Pixar and DreamWorks are putting out anymore. It's all very kind of similar. It's all the Disney stuff kind of looks the same. The Pixar stuff kind of looks the same, and like Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse stuff like that came out and like, oh, this is something different. This is something cool. And I felt that same energy with Arcane, where just the animation quality was done so well, and it had like some 2D kind of animation quality effects to it as well. I never really was into League of Legends or any of that, so I didn't know any of that. So it was like a nice kind of like introduction into that world. It was really cool. So I put that on there just the aesthetics alone. It was just so nice and refreshing to see something like that.
I did try to watch the first episode of it, and I kind of had it on the background. It's not one that you could just turn on in the background, I feel like, but
Yeah.
I did like the animation style. Like, it's nothing like anything you've ever watched, I guess. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a Game of Thrones quality to it that there's so many characters that you really kind of have to pay attention. Otherwise, you're like, who is this again? Who were they? I don't know. So you kind of have to, you have to pay attention to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe on my Hawaii trip.
There you go.
Watch it.
There you go.
Ooh la la.
Hey, you make fun of me and go and watch movies and stuff when we're on the cruise, and you're like, "Oh, maybe when I'm in Hawaii, I'll sit down and watch some Arcane on."
At nighttime after everything's dark and closed down. It's not like a cruise ship where you can just eat it all the time. Probably the long flight is where I'll watch it. It's a long
make
flight.
Sure you download them.
Yeah, I'll download them.
Yeah, download them. Watch on the flight.
I don't want to crash the plane. Yep. Southwest has free movies, so I could watch those too.
That's true.
My turn. Okay. More lightsabers. It seems like that in 2021, Disney and other people just found all their lightsabers finally and started putting them out. So and especially the dark saber. The dark saber was released finally, and I finally got it before 2021 is over. And Chris saw it. It's pretty cool. I'm a big lightsaber guy. I love lightsabers, so I got the dark saber, and now I'm a happy boy. What? I'm not a lightsaber guy?
I'm a happy boy.
I'm a happy boy. But a lot of cool stuff that Galaxy's Edge is doing, bringing out. Right now, you can't get any lightsabers at Disney World because they're all gone. There's none to buy.
Yeah,
Disneyland has a bunch, but
luckily, I mean, you're going to Disneyland.
I know it's going to get so hard. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now because they have a Darth Maul out, a new one that looks sweet that I really want. What's going to happen is I'm going to get there and they're like, guess what? Today we're releasing Cal Kestis, and then I'm going to be like, oh no, I want both of them, and my wife's going to go. No.
Car payments.
We don't have those, so that's good.
Well,
yeah.
House.
She's gonna go. You can pick one, and then I'm gonna be like, it's like choosing between my two children. Not really. I really want a Cal Kestis to go with my Cal Kestis cosplay, old man Kestis. But, anyways, that was a bright light, a bright shining lightsaber in 2021.
It was, and I was thinking the other day about episodes and about lightsabers, and I was like, we ought to redo the episode we tried to do at Comic Palooza. We did an episode at Comic Palooza, right, about lightsabers. Didn't make it a recording or anything like that, but we talked about the history of crystals and lightsabers, and I think we could do
Could be an I Am Star Wars.
Do another one.
To like our favorite lightsabers, I believe.
Yeah. So. Look for that on I Am Star Wars.
We'll see. All right, Catherine.
All right. I meant to mention my honorable mention for my favorite episode of the year. The other one would have been, could have been Nightly Spirit Ghost Tours with Katie Harrison.
Oh, that was a fun one.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a lot of
fun.
But I didn't. Okay. So my number 4 is a show that I just recently watched, and I've told these guys about a few times, and I keep telling them it's Heels, and it has nothing to do with Ladies of the Night, but it has everything to do with pro wrestling, local pro wrestling in Duffy, Georgia, and has Stephen Amell on it and some other people that you'd recognize, and it's a lot of fun. It's very adult. So if you watch it, it's on Stars. It's very adult, not one you watch with the kids. In fact, there's somebody from True Blood on there, but
the bald guy.
It is so good. It's gotten me actually excited for wrestling. Yes, the bald guy.
Oh, for wrestling again.
It's really good. Like to go. I sent you all the other day a link to a website where there's like some local wrestling. It just popped up on my feed, of course, because I'm talking about it. And I was like, man, that'd be a lot of fun. But it's so great. But it feels like It feels a little bit like modern wrestling. The show heels, and then has a lot of that what you remember of wrestling, but also just that local,
Yeah.
local feel and those storylines and the people yelling at them and giving them a hard time. So
You need to start watching AEW because that's what AEW
yeah,
is. It's
yeah,
like
I
old school
probably should.
wrestling, which that should have been on my top 5. I guess that could be my honorable mention, but
The actors
AEW is
are
good.
really good in that show. They all have pretty good accents. None of them have Southern accents at all. In real life, one of them,
Yeah.
in fact, is from like Scandinavia or something, somewhere like that. And so
they sound the same over there.
Oh, that's what it is.
So.
Yeah.
Y'all
So, in fact,
come back now. You hear?
So it's good. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. It's on Stars, and you can get it for cheap right now for like 99 cents through Amazon Prime, or you get a free 7-day trial. So,
Nice.
not a sponsor.
Heels.
Yeah.
Heels.
Heels. Well, cool. I guess I'm up, right?
Yes.
Number 4. I went with maybe a little controversial. I don't know.
Oh.
I went with Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I was wondering if that come up.
Yeah, I mean, I almost forgot that it came out this year.
Yeah,
But,
I forgot it was a thing.
I put it on there for 2 reasons. One, I really enjoyed it. I really did. I liked it a lot.
Good.
It made the story like cohesive, like for Justice League. I think it emphasized the characters better, had better story arcs. But the main reason I really put it on there was that like the fans did it. Like it was the fans. Like they brought this back from the dead. Like this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And they let Zack Snyder come in, like filmed more stuff. Like they put a lot of money into this just to redo this movie, basically. And I thought that was amazing. Like the fans were able to kind of come back and go, no, we want to see him be able to finish this, and kind of did it for him because it was a very tragic thing that happened where he couldn't finish the film, basically, and people got behind him and loved him. And it was nice. I thought it was a really good kind of underdog kind of comeback for a movie that people are like, eh.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do. I didn't really put them in order, so
that's all right.
Okay, I'll do this one. The Marvel shows.
That's.
I just lumped them into one because pretty much they all came out in 2021.
They did, yeah.
So it was sort of the year of Marvel, which was a highlight. I've thought I've sort of I won't say every show is built like that. I've liked it more and more, but Hawkeye was great. Loved Hawkeye. We haven't talked about Hawkeye yet, so I guess that will be coming up. Maybe next week we could do a Marvel or a Hawkeye roundtable.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we got Hawkeye and Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. Got a lot of roundtables.
But yeah, so I just loved all of those shows. I could rank them, but I won't. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I really enjoyed Hawkeye, and I really enjoyed all of them. They were all different kind of shows.
Yeah,
but they all fit in the MCU, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, well, so they want to know in the comments what my top Marvel show was.
Yeah, we can do that. Ooh. All of us pick one.
Ooh, okay.
Man,
on the spot. I'll say mine.
Okay, what's yours?
I really liked Hawkeye. I mean, I know it's like the new thing and it's fresh on my mind, but I feel like it's the best put together series. And like, you didn't have a boat episode to me. You didn't have the effects were awesome. Like sometimes with Loki, it's like, okay, this looks really fake, and some things, but it's like, and it's otherworldly, right? So it should be, but and WandaVision kind of on my nerves a little bit, but Hawkeye just all around was my favorite.
I actually would have to agree because basically everything you said. There was no boat episode, and it didn't have the Mephisto thing with WandaVision because like they hinted at a character in it and they showed up.
Yep.
Man.
Big guy.
And it had the right amount of humor, it had the right amount of feels to it.
Yeah.
And I really want a Black Widow, a Hawkeye series, with Kate and
Hi.
Crazy.
Would you like some macaroni and cheese?
Hello, Bishop.
Okay, Bishop. Well, I hate to disappoint you guys, but my favorite of the Marvel series is Hawkeye. Because I feel like I could go back right now and watch that one over again, the whole series.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that about the other ones. Like I feel like there's certain episodes that I would go back and watch, but not the whole series. But that one, especially with Yelena and Kate Bishop together, I've watched on YouTube the clips of them together just by themselves because they were so hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
stop making me like you. I'm sorry, I can't.
What? Crazy. Okay,
elevator
Bishop.
fight in that one.
Yeah.
Don't. Elevator fight in that rivals the Daredevil elevator fight. Or no, not Daredevil.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking the hallway scene.
Yeah,
yeah, the Captain America elevator.
Okay, Bishop.
On par. So good.
That's great.
Yeah, it was my favorite. I mean, the other ones are all good, but this one, even though it is fresh on my mind, so it may change, but those two characters, if they don't get their own show or their own movie or something, they're missing out because they worked well together. And I liked how they did Kingpin in this one.
Yeah.
It was the show when it ended. I was like, I want more of it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the other ones were like, oh, okay, yeah, that was cool. I hope they do like a season 2 or something. But yeah, when this one ended, I was like, I want more now.
Yep. Yep, agreed. Hawkeye was the best, but WandaVision was a close 2. That was from Vance.
That was a good one. Yep. That was a good one.
All right, who is it? Whose turn is it? Is it back to
Katrin?
Back to me. All right, so my number 3 is the Masters of the Universe Revelations 1 and 2.
Nice.
Oh, I still haven't watched the second part.
It's really good. I like it a lot.
It's good.
I think it's a little more. I said this earlier about a show, but it's very adult in some ways.
Yeah.
There's a couple of one-liners that they say. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can't show this to my kid, But it brought back all the memories of the characters and the cartoon, of course, and just it was a really cool story. And it wasn't necessarily all about He-Man. It was about the Masters of the Universe, which some people had a problem with. It wasn't about He-Man, and it was more about the women of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of sentimentality would have went away if they had actually just released the thing as a whole.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the first half was definitely like, okay, Tila and the Sorceress, and we're just kind of following them around doing their thing. And the second half was definitely more like He-Man and Skeletor and overall everyone. So yeah, I think if they had done it all at once, I think that they wouldn't have had that sentiment.
Yep. Very good.
All right, Chris.
Well, number 3. They'll never see me coming. Iron Man 3? Nobody? Mandarin?
We get it.
Because actually, Marvel Disney Plus shows. That was my number 3.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that's already been taken. No.
Yeah, I know it's already been taken. Sorry. Well, I can slip in Spider-Man in there.
Whoa.
The DC
don't say that. Don't say the Spider-Man.
Okay, well, no. Sorry. Marvel Disney Plus shows.
No, you can
I liked WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier.
You can say
Loki.
whatever you want to.
What If was good.
I forgot about What If.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, What If was pretty good. It had.
I liked it.
It's okay.
For a while there, just like, okay, the next one is going to be so sad. I'm just gonna burst into tears forever. Like, how many times can we kill Tony Stark?
Many times.
But yeah, I mean, I had to put that because yeah, like you, I couldn't really just pick one. I thought just overall and from the year before where you didn't really have any Marvel shows or anything like that, coming in with all these TV shows, it was a nice little getaway.
Yeah.
Into the year, so it was good.
Cool. All right, my turn.
Back to you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
This one is something it's sort of for me. No, sorry. I'm going to say taking off of my iamGEEKshop, my Kyber crystals. That was a big thing for 2021.
Definitely, yeah, for sure.
I've started making custom Kyber crystals that work in all the Savi's lightsabers, and Galaxy's Edge, and I started just making it for myself, and then it sort of blew up. And I've got a bunch of designs out. You can check them out on Etsy at iamGEEKshop if you want to check it out. I got a new one coming out that's going to change the game.
Oh yeah,
I think it's
going to be like what?
Yeah.
What?
But I've really enjoyed making those, and it's given me like a creative outlet, to make design
and make money.
Stuff. Yeah, and make money. It's got me into 3D printing. It's got me in all this stuff. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah,
and the money's good too.
Money's good.
And you can buy more lightsabers.
That's right.
But stay on the lookout. That new one will be coming out in January. And if you have Savi's lightsaber, you are going to want this one because it
changes everything.
Everything.
Anyways, so that's my number, whatever that was, 3. Sure.
Number 3. All right, here's my number 2. So this one comes from the summertime at Comic Palooza when we were in the hotel and we ran into not 1, not 2, but 3 different celebrities.
Oh yeah.
The first one was when we walked into an elevator and Ryan and I both went, and Chris was like, "What?"
Yeah, and I was like, "What's going on, guys?"
And that was Edge, right? And Britt Baker.
No, it was Christian.
No, it was Christian. I'm sorry. I knew it was. I wrote that down first. So
Britt Baker,
Christian,
DMD.
And that was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Didn't expect that. Didn't know what to do when it happened. And we got on the elevator.
She had a belt with her, or championship belt.
With her. That's cool.
Holding up her pants. That's good.
Holding up her pants. And then the other celebrity was Ron Perlman that we didn't get into the elevator with because I was like, "Oh, you all go ahead," because I just thought it looked a little too crowded because we had stuff that we were carrying. And there was a guy standing in the corner, Ron Perlman, and he was looking down and looking away.
Yeah. It's okay. I got to meet him later, so
that's right. Yeah,
you paid to meet him. You could have just met him in the elevator.
Yeah,
Chris is like, you just let Ron Perlman go.
I couldn't have met him on the elevator because Katrin sent him away.
Away with you.
Oh, hey, you're cool. Go away. But we don't want you.
You go on. He probably appreciated it. But what was funny is
thank goodness.
We were supposed to stay at a different hotel, but I picked the wrong hotel. But it was like really cool that we ended up with that hotel because we got those experiences.
Yeah, you get to meet all the stars.
2, 3.
2, yeah, really just met 2.
I know.
And then we shoot another one away. Away with you.
Nice.
All right, Chris.
All right. Number 2. The more recent thing that I got to do was the Disney cruise. Yeah. Because we've been away for a while. We came back, and it was so nice to be back. Just so relaxing. Like I just can't express how much I love cruises.
How much do you love cruises?
How much do you love?
I can't express. It's unexpressible.
Wow.
It's an expressive thing that's out there that you just like, I want to express that, but you can't because it's just like so unexpressive.
would you say
be out there.
there are not enough words in the English language to express how much you love cruises?
Yes, true. Yes.
That's an inside joke that only I would
Yeah.
get.
Probably so.
I had a friend. I'll just tell the story really quick. I had a friend in high school whose dad was a little different, and we were at his house one time, and he looked at his son and he said, "Son, there are not enough words in the English language for me to tell you how much I want you to take the trash out." And I was like, "What just happened? Why did he just ask him to take the trash out?" Like, there's words right there. Take the trash out. It's 4 words.
You did it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but not only did I get to go on the Wonder this year, but we also booked for next year.
Yeah, that's next year. You can't talk about that right now.
It was just the event of booking.
Save it for the show.
Save it for next year's show.
Just booking it was
part
of it. Was part of the show.
That is part of the fun, right?
Yeah, it is part of
the fun. Yes.
There you go.
I mean, I was going to say Hawaii and Disneyland coming up, but I'm like, no, that's in 2022. I'll save that for next year.
But
because booking it has not been fun. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, there you go.
It's been stressful.
It was fun.
We won't get into that. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I went to Disney too this year, so I could have put that on my list because that was great. Yeah. Wonderful. I always loved going to Disney.
I'm sorry, it's not on your list though, so you hated it.
I guess so. All right. It's back to me.
Yes.
All right.
Drop the deuce.
Actually, well, it would not be the sequel. It wouldn't be the deuce. It would be the third one. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
I'm a huge. Okay, here's how it goes. It's Star Wars and then it's Ghostbusters for me. That's my movie. Star Wars and the Ghostbusters.
Wow.
I love Ghostbusters. I could watch the first one over and over and over and over again. And this one, I thought it lived up, to the hype. Especially after 2016. We won't mention
that. I don't think that actually happened.
Yeah, no. It's not in the box set. So
nope, it's not in the box set, so it didn't happen. That was funny when that came out. But I thought the movie was so good. It was a perfect, revisit to that universe, if you want to call it that. That will be probably one of the movies that I'll actually buy because I don't buy movies anymore because they just come out on streaming all the time. But man, it was so good. And then you had all the characters, you had all the fan service, you even brought back the little marshmallow guys, which doesn't even really make sense that Stay Puft Marshmallows were in it, but it was just fun.
Not at all. I guess Gozer just decided she really liked the Stay Puft.
I guess. But Paul Rudd was really funny. I thought the kids that they got were good. And especially podcast, he was hilarious. But yeah, it was good. It was wonderful. We haven't really done an episode on that either. There's so much to do. But anyway, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it was on my list. I decided I took a number off of it. Like it was in my top, but I took it off.
Well, you knew that I was probably going to say.
I knew you would pick it. Yeah. Actually, actually, I did.
Yeah.
So we're down to number 1.
Yep.
And it's not the Return of Skeletons.
Yeah.
We had someone in the comments
I'm sorry.
ask.
Well, how do you know? Maybe that's on mine.
It could be on yours.
It's not.
I can't put it as number 1. I'm never around when he shows up.
I know, right? Maybe that's why you like it so much. I don't know. So my number 1 though is a trip I took in the spring. It was not to Disney, unfortunately, but it was to Maine. We took this trip to Maine to see my folks. It was partially a surprise trip because my brother ended up going with us, and they had no idea he was coming. So that was like this huge deal, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh," freaking out. And we spent almost a week there and went on boat trips to do whale sightseeing or whatever, and lobstering and sunset cruise, and it was my family. And I said this on the episode that we talked about it. My family told me, this was one of the best trips we've ever taken.
Aww.
Like we had so much fun, and that made it all worth it. And it wasn't a Disney trip, right? And that's always been our favorite, or so ever since my son's been alive, as we've gone to Disney every other year, basically. So for them to say like this was a really awesome trip, it's like, oh, we can do other things, and have a lot of fun. And it was we were out in the middle of nowhere, barely watched TV, all that kind of stuff. So
cool.
Highlight of my year.
Yeah, Chris.
Nice. Number one. The Friends reunion.
Oh gosh. Wait, hold on.
And hear me out. And basically everything that kind of encapsulates the Friends reunion, because it wasn't just the Friends reunion, because my wife won a trip from HBO Max to go to LA to see the Friends reunion live. It wasn't live. I mean, it aired, but like amongst the setting, like that night before it dropped on HBO Max.
In a cemetery,
And the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is something we always wanted to do because they show movies there and stuff. When we lived there, we always wanted to go do that, but we never got to. So that was a part of it. It was really cool. We got to meet up with our friend Sia, which we haven't seen forever. He came with us. He's why I have such big muscles, because he was our he was our coach for a little bit there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I'm so manly. But and within that trip, it's been forever since I had been to a theme park, and since we were in LA, we couldn't go to Disney because they weren't letting. They weren't letting.
That's a southern term.
Southern's in.
You don't
know. They were not letting people out from outside California come into the park at the time. But we did go to downtown Disney, which was great. Nice. But we got to go to Universal Studios theme park, which in Hollywood, and I haven't been there forever. It's been forever since I've been to theme park. Got to ride like roller coasters and rides and all that stuff. It was so much fun. I finally ate a giant Homer Simpson donut, and it was delicious. It was really good. It was a really good donut. It's giant. It's huge.
What is wrong with me? I know you said donut, but in my head you said hot dog, and I'm like, what is a Homer Simpson hot dog?
Actually, I mean, I got Pink's hot dogs, and that's really good.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
That's an LA thing.
What's in my mind?
Jurassic World, got to ride that ride, and like Transformers and the Mummy, which is like, I forgot how great the Mummy was, and was it the Hagrid? No, it's the Hagrid's in Florida. It's the other one. But that new Harry Potter one, I got to ride that. The old Harry Potter ride, I hadn't ridden that forever. But it was just a nice, unexpected trip that kind of came out of nowhere, and we just had so much fun.
I'm still wondering if she didn't actually win a trip, because she's such a big Friends thing. She just planned a trip, and she said, "Guess what? I want a trip to see the Friends reunion." You're like, oh my. Oh, here's all the stuff. Oh, okay. How does our bank account show?
Wait a minute.
$100.
Oh man.
For a mug?
All right. I was surprised you didn't say Spider-Man No Way Home.
I figured someone else would have that.
Oh, I think
possibly.
Everybody figured somebody else would have.
I mean, that's definitely like a highlight of the year.
I have it down, but then I was like, somebody else is going to have that, so I'm going to I'm going to put something else on.
Yeah, I didn't think you would have like the Marvel shows, and you had the Marvel shows.
Well,
Chris is the comic book guy. Come on.
Sorry.
Well,
that's why I figured he'd have Spider-Man. Spider-Man. That was going to be my number one, but then I thought something else. So I think for all of us, Spider-Man No Way Home was a hit.
Oh yeah,
definitely. I think that's on our top list, or at least Chris and I. I don't know about Katrin if he's come around to it or not. But yeah, he hasn't come around to it yet. He's the one person in the world that doesn't like Spider-Man No Way Home.
In the world.
I think so. After the video clips I've seen of people going crazy.
I didn't dislike it.
Oh.
There you go. That's how I felt about Encanto. I didn't dislike it.
Oh, well, I like both. I did really, really like Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the first time in a long time where a theater that I've been in has had multiple uproars, like screaming and clapping and just going crazy. Like there was like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 times at least
7, 8, 9,
where the people went crazy. We won't get into the spoilers for that right now. We'll come back to that. Yeah, that would be a good roundtable because we'll all be like, "That was so great," and then Kate will be like, "That sucked."
I could be that guy. Like when we watched, we had the roundtable. It was like our first one we ever did, maybe for shoot. It was one of the Star Wars movies. And we had that one guy on there that loved it.
Yeah.
We were all just like, "It's terrible."
Yeah, it was terrible. You'll be that guy when we do Spider-Man No Way Home.
I didn't hate it. I liked it. Just
enough.
Glad I spent the money.
I liked it a lot. I cried, cheered.
I didn't cheer.
I did. I was like clapping during certain parts. Woohoo! Anyways, okay, my number one, and I'm sorry, Vance.
Later.
It is not Cobra Kai coming back tomorrow.
So what's interesting about that is like we were watching it at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
And now we're watching it, which will go into the next year, I guess. But because they don't release all of theirs at once, do they? For that, I don't remember. Or maybe they do.
I think they do.
Because it was Netflix, right? Because Disney
Netflix.
Plus was the only one that didn't. But Netflix is starting to do that, and maybe they'll do it this
year. They did that
with
Arcane.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't watch it.
I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me.
I knew I couldn't just watch it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, my number one. Top moment of the year. Of the year of 2021. Watching the Star Wars original trilogy with my son.
Nice.
Aww.
I got to watch it. I got to sit him down, just me and him. So we're watching Star Wars. We watched New Hope. We watched Empire Strikes Back. We watched Return of the Jedi. And then he was like, "But I have a question for you." And I didn't prompt this at all. I'm like, "Oh, what's the question?" He goes, "How did Anakin become Darth Vader?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, funny that you asked that question."
Never told.
And then last night we started watching Phantom Menace, and we had to stop midway through. And he's like, "Why can't we watch it? Let's watch it. Let's finish it." And he was like loving it. So here we go. It's been great watching the Star Wars. And then he wanted Star Wars Legos for like Christmas, and his birthday. So we've been putting together Star Wars Legos together and watching the Star Wars movies. It's been great. So yeah, that trumps Spider-Man No Way Home, I guess. So.
Family time is always good.
Yeah.
We all three picked family events.
Yes.
For number one. So that says good things about our characters.
Yeah. Sorry, Cobra Kai. Can't be family, as they would say in Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious was number one.
No. I'm hoping 2022 has more positives than negatives. We shall see. I mean, there's a lot of movies coming out, so there is that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A lot of shows coming out. There's that. It's starting to get back because there was a 2020. I mean, we didn't have much to talk about on here. There was nothing coming out. Nothing happening. But now it's all coming out. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our top 5 for 2021. I hope you liked some of our top 5. If you didn't, tell us what your top 5 were in the comments or on our Facebook group. I am group. Next week we'll be back with something probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
It'll be the start of 2022. So we'll
I mean, if it's I Am Star Wars, there's always Boba Fett.
That is true.
First episode came out.
There's like, how many episodes are there? 6 or 7?
2.
No, that there's gonna be like.
I think it's more than the number of episodes for The Mandalorian, right? Isn't that what we
I
decided?
don't know.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like 8, and then Mandalorian is 6 or something.
7.
Could be wrong.
Seven
There's
episodes.
7. That's what I meant.
7 chapters is what they're calling them.
Chapters, yes.
Well,
it's a book.
Sorry, well, Vance said the biggest disappointment of 2022 will be when Ryan's son loves The Last Jedi. Do you actually think
You're not gonna
I'm
show him
going
that
to
one, right?
let my son watch The Last Jedi? He's going to ask questions. Well, what happened to Luke? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. She went to find him, and he was there, and then he left. I don't know. Because we're going to skip right over that thing.
It's
right.
a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Rise of Skywalker. It's the next one.
Yeah. And then he'll be like, well, what happened in between? I'm like, oh, it says it's written right there. See that stuff that's writing on, Rise of Skywalker? That's what happened. Let's move on.
So Ryan, he'll have fashioned some puppets and filmed himself.
Yes. It's like
doing the Last
my son
Jedi,
who's
what he
7
thinks it
is
should
going to be like, this is the CGI is went way down in this one. I'm like, well, it was Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. Very artsy. It was a German guy that made it. Weird.
Anyway, so we'll be back next week. I need to see when the last Boba Fett would end to see if we need to plan it around that. But we'll
February 9th.
Okay.
Chapter 7.
So February 9th. So maybe that will work out right. We'll look and see. We will be back next week with something, though. It may be our new format, or we may end our old format next week. We will see. But let us know in the comments and everything, what you think about this new format coming up. That sounds great. Okay.
That sounds awesome.
But anyways, well, thank you guys. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Katrin, for giving me a little smile in 2021 by being on the show with me. It's been great. I can't wait to do more episodes with you in 2022. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, when Chris isn't able to be here, I'm sure Skillhost will stop by. But Auntie O, she's gone for good. And I'm sorry.
You ran away.
She stuck her head in the sand. She never got back up.
Never coming back.
No, maybe she'll come back. I don't know. If you don't know who that is, go back and listen to our old Thanksgiving episodes.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, yeah, don't bring her back.
Anyways, thank you to all our listeners and our watchers on YouTube for helping us have some smiles and laughs in 2021. And we hope you join us, and we hope you tell your friends to join us in 2022. We love 5-star reviews. We love likes and comments on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Just a little thumbs up. Just hit it. Make it go thumbs up white. Because right now it's probably clear. Just thumbs up white. Then share it with all your friends and family. And we will see you next week on I Am Geek for something fun, something new, and of course, something geeky.